Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. A game that after playing allowed me to master dueling. I'm just kidding. I am probably hard stuck at gold for the rest of my entire life.
Stay in the trash can, trash.
But here's something interesting I thought about talking about. How I got into Master Duel. You see, a lot of people have seen me play Master Duel, and every now and then you'll see a short that comes out of me, I don't know, one negating someone and then they immediately insta-quit. So I figured I'd talk about how my experiences went when it comes to Master Duel and how I got into it. So let us begin and get into the story of how this Egyptian fox pharaoh joined the ranks of the Master Duel.
In the beginning. Yeah,
So, how did it all start? Well, one thing I'll tell you is that it started with me being an absolute fraud of a Yu-Gi-Oh fan.
You need to leave!
That's right. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! To death. It is amazing. However, I have only watched the first series. I have never ventured out from that simply because I didn't have any real reason to. I was more partial to the first series for reference. Yeah, the Egyptian, more partial to the Egyptian series. Sue me. But I began the original series and I think it was about 2015, I think? Somewhere around there. And by that time, there were several other Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchises out in the mix. I don't want to give any specifics because I don't really know. I wasn't really paying attention to anything else but base Yu-Gi-Oh! I also did vaguely watch season 0 through to completion, which was pretty metal, not gonna lie. And I feel like that just gave me more of a reason to enjoy the first series more rather than to venture out. And so I've always been kind of a Yu-Gi-Moto, Joey Wheeler kind of guy, you know? Nothing else ever really stuck out to me. Like I've seen Yusei, I've seen Yuma, Get Your Game On, the legend himself.
I won't tell you his name, but it rhymes with Schmaden Schmooky.
But that's pretty much where my Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience ended when it came to knowledge about Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is to say that I've never played a real game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Up until about Master Duel. I did vaguely install Duel Links at one point in time and kind of playing around with that, but I'm not kidding, I never went into competitive. I never dueled against a real person before. So why am I telling you this? Well, the reason I'm explaining this is because I need to preface to you that my knowledge base before getting into Master Duel was effectively the first anime. Nothing else beyond that. Like, I had vague knowledge of what an XZ summon was. I had vague knowledge of a synchro summon, but Link and Pendulum were... So, how did I get there? Well, there are a few people I blame for that, but one of them, specifically, is someone who started his career on... So, how did I get introduced to Master Duel? Well, I owe it all to the legendary life form himself, Syriax. That's right, I've been watching Syriax for years, watching that man change, go through wardrobe changes, grow. It's been super cool, honestly. Random side note, I'm super proud of that man, by the way. Definitely go check him out. But anyways, during his time on the internet, I saw he was also a great fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! And from time to time, I would see him play Yu-Gi-Oh! Related games. You know, of course, this was like pre-Master Duel. After a certain point in time, I stumbled upon a very interesting video. Now, what the video was, I don't really remember. It was some deck challenge, I can't remember off the top of my head. But in the video, there was a specific person known infamously as Team Samurai X1. Now, unsurprising to anyone, if you know Sam, he definitely lost it in that video, horribly. Much respect to that man, though. Love him to death.
Finally! I'm back on the board! You wanted to hear me talk trash, Sam? Is that what you wanted? Huh? You got Zeus in that extra deck? You got everything you could possibly need in that extra deck. What'd I get? Howky Vibrax with no tuners, bitch! And I still cooked you. Yeah!
But one thing this did introduce me to is Master Duel as a whole, because that's what they were playing on. So I took a look at the description, and lo and behold, I was able to download it. And not only was I able to download it, it was free. Like, that's the part that shook me to my core. I'm like, wait, this is free?
It's free real estate.
Sign me up. So after sitting through an hour of... And don't think this is hate towards the screen, because honestly, I love the music here. In fact, I love the music in the entire game. As a music buff myself, you know, I'm something of a music creator myself. Twirls mustache. I went through, I don't even know how many cards before eventually stumbling into the shop. And of course, I found my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Dark Magician. As you can tell, I'm a huge Dark Magician buff, by the way I'm talking. So as soon as I saw Vortex of Magic, I purchased 3 of the dang old thing. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but this is actually a really good move since it was the next step into me creating my very first
30 people on my dick at once. That can really wear your dick out.
And so I immediately went to work crafting probably the most garbage assortment of cards that have ever been, well, assorted. I mean, I have things like Time Wizard in here that has never seen any competitive play ever. At least, I don't think so. Now, one thing I'll say is, during my study of Syriax's dueling and also deck building, I noticed, something interesting. There's always a set of cards meant to bring forth whatever cards he needs at the right time. And you might think, oh wow, certain cards are important. You taught us something super valuable here, Yami. Just stay tuned. I promise I'm going somewhere with this. You see, let's take Dark Magician for instance. Now, for Dark Magician, this mechanic... Hi, it's me, Bad Mike Yami again. I'm here just because I did a piss poor job of explaining this, so I'm going to abbreviate what he's trying to say. And by he, I mean me. So, essentially, what I was trying to get at is certain cards have ways they can bypass restrictions of other cards. For instance, in order to normal summon Dark Magician, you normally need 2 monsters, but Magician Souls and other cards like Eternal Soul can bypass that restriction, allowing you to summon Dark Magician whenever you need. And it's things like that that make the dichotomy of deck building so interesting to me. You'd be surprised at how summoning out a beat stick for 2500 would actually change the name of the game, especially depending on how versatile that beat stick is. Like with Dark Magician, you can fusion summon, XYZ summon if you have 2 of them, and a multitude of other things. So it's definitely no exaggeration to say that this deck is no slouch. Simple plays can save an entire losing game. And you'd be surprised at how often those simple plays end up allowing you to cook. I'm being serious here. You would not believe the type of sauce you can get into just by summoning 1 monster. Especially in a game like this, where everything depends on random chance, and the harder the cards, 9 times out of 10, has to save you if you're losing. So when in doubt, cook for your life. Because it can be the differentiator between you dying and winning a game. It's really that simple. Seeing how interestingly this premise is implemented throughout each and every deck kind of makes me super excited to try new things and just kind of, I don't know, experiment, then craft some ridiculous machine with enough attack power to effectively kill your computer, which is my life goal. And speaking of attack power, I had actually forgotten to put this part in the deck portion of the video, but this is the deck I'm currently running. It's some amalgamation of Draco Tail based on Dragoon. It allows you to fusion summon out dragons or spellcasters, so I immediately put together that Dark Magician would fit perfectly here. It's things like that and just experimentation in general that I love about this game. It's so much fun just seeing what works, what doesn't, because 9 times out of 10 you'll only find out by testing it against someone. NPCs can be nice, maybe you'll go into solo mode, try a few hands out, but the real adrenaline rush is gonna be from you destroying a player with whatever amalgamation you've managed to build that shouldn't work, but does for some reason. So, honestly, this game is definitely for me. I remember someone, I believe it was a friend at the time, telling me during my beginning phases of getting into this game that one of the most important mottos to live by in this game is just to keep cooking, son. And honestly, the longer I play this game, the more I realize that he was absolutely correct. It is that simple. Just keep cooking. Try new things, figure out what works, and by the end of it, you will have an attack machine, again, with enough attack power to blue screen your opponent's computer and send you their IP address. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for. So, I hope you enjoyed my experience in getting into Master Duel. This was kind of a one-off video for me, just about Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I really wanted to do something I was passionate about for my first, technically, talking to you video. I hope you guys enjoyed. For everyone who I talked about during this, like Syriax and Team Samurai X1, you can find their links right here in these two bubbles that would be able to point at if I had hands. And of course, if you're more interested in what I'm doing, I stream pretty much Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. EST at twitch.tv/Game7ways. And of course, I'll be trying to post one high effort video that's on a random topic that I'm just passionate about. There won't be really a niche covered. It won't be always Yu-Gi-Oh! It won't be always Dragon Ball. It won't be always, you know, anime or games. It'll just be whatever I'm interested in that week and feel like posting. So if you're excited for that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Push all the buttons and things that people tell you to push. And of course, you guys have a good one. God bless. Much love. Stay frosty out there. Peace.